I think one thing I've really noticed in charities, where particularly when you get people that come from outside charities, is sort of pace of change is much slower in charities I've found, and maybe that's not, like I said, I don't have a sort of direct comparison, but I sort of feel that people comment on the it, decision making is often slower, the kind of the sort of route through to who has the authority to make decisions and actually implementing those decisions, because it's not as easy as clicking your fingers, like for example where I am now, relying on volunteers to deliver your service. If you want to make significant changes to the way risks are managed or risk assessments, you have to take people on a journey. It's 80 or 1,000 volunteers. You have to kind of really get on side. You have to make them understand the benefits and reasons why you're doing risk assessments, because for a lot of people, I imagine, they just want to do whether it's the telephone befriending or the the kicking, working with local kids or whatever the actual service is. That's what they want to do. That's why they volunteered. And then you're putting barriers up to say, no, before you do any activity, you have to do risk assessments, before you do this. So I think that pace of change can be slow, and I always imagine in a corporate environment is much kind of quicker to say, a decision's made, right? This is, whether, new policies implemented or a new change to the ways of working or whatever it is. I sort of imagine that is quicker. But I think when you're working with volunteers or when you're working with a charity, even, I think it can feel like it takes longer to sort of implement. I mean, I'm sure that people would say it's frustrating. I'm sure people, and I'm not even just talking about where I am now, I'm talking sort of all the places I've worked. I think there is people probably think there's a sort of, if you spot inefficiencies, why can you not just kind of fix it, sort of thing. People wonder why, why can't things change, or um, why can't you move quicker? I mean, the classic example is I was talking to someone about a particular policy, and when we were talking about, okay, well, we can probably fit that in 2023, and you think, like, Christ, that's like like that's a year away, So that's just a kind of an example of the change, the pace of change.